I'm not the moon, but I live adjacent to something bright I can't explain. Not the source, but something patient in the orbit of its pale refrain. Moon adjacent, close but not orbiting what others forgot. Moon adjacent, quiet pull, never empty, never full. I've made my peace with proximity to things I'll never quite become. The reflected light of all I see is light enough for what I'm from. Moon adjacent, close but not orbiting what others forgot. Moon adjacent, quiet pull, never empty, never full. Adjacent is not second. Adjacent is just different. The light reaches you differently here, but it still reaches you. Moon adjacent, still lit, still turning. There's a harbor light across the bay. I've been watching it for hours now. It doesn't ask me what to say, it just holds its place and shows me how. Steady in the dark and white, something constant on my side. Harbour light, don't go out. That's what stillness is about. Harbour light, soft and far, close enough to know you are. Everything I feel waxes and wanes, like the light behind the clouds. Some weeks full and some weeks faint, some days quiet, some days loud. Wax and wane, this is fine. Everything moves in its own time. Wax and wane, tide and turn. This is how I live and learn. I've stopped expecting constant brightness, stopped demanding full and clear. There's a beauty in the cycle of appearing and disappear. Wax and wane, this is fine. Everything moves in its own time. Wax and wane, tide and turn. This is how I live and learn. Waning is not failing. Waxing is not winning. It's just the moon doing what the moon has always been doing. Wax and wane. Wax and wane. Always returning. These are my unmarked hours, the ones that belong to no schedule, the ones between the scheduled powers of everything that I must do. Unmarked hours, mine alone. No calendar, no microphone. Unmarked hours, soft and free. Just the unmarked version of me. I guard them now more than before. These hours without a name or tasked, they're what I'm finally living for. More than anything I'd ask. Unmarked hours, mine alone. No calendar, no microphone. Unmarked hours, soft and free. Just the unmarked version of me. Unmarked hours are not wasted. They are the truest kind of full. The hours that have not been hasted into something scheduled and dull. Unmarked, free. Finally free. the one outside the window glass. Sometimes summer, sometimes catch of winter that refuses to pass. In the season, mine to keep. Whatever grows in the interior deep. In the season, soft and real. The season of the way I feel. I've learned to dress for both the seasons, the outer and the inner one. To have two wardrobes and their reasons. For the inner one in the sun. In the season, mine to keep. Whatever grows in the interior deep. In the season, soft and real. The season of the way I feel. Both seasons are real. Both deserve attention. The inner one, especially. In the season, whatever it is right now, it's valid. There's an undercurrent moving slow. Beneath the surface of the usual. A river that I barely know, but feel in ways that are unusual. Undercurrent always there, moving through the unaware. true. Undercurrent, deep and long, carrying me where I belong. The undercurrent knows. Let it carry you. It knows the way. I take my night inventory slow, counting what I kept and what I lost, not judging where I chose to go, just noting what each moment cost. Night inventory, piece by piece, finding what deserves release. Night inventory, soft review, keeping only what stays true. Tonight I'm keeping the small warmth of someone's laugh I almost forgot. The moment when the rain turned north and everything was what it's not. Night inventory, piece by piece, finding what deserves release. Night inventory, soft review, keeping only what stays true. This is not a purge. This is not accounting. This is just the quiet work of knowing what I'm carrying, still taking stock, finding more than I expected. That's enough for tonight. My soft resistance to the world is in the things I quietly refuse, the corners where I've gently curled away from what I didn't choose. Soft resistance, mine to hold. Not everything needs to be bold. Soft resistance, quiet power, the strength Everything needs to be bold, soft resistance, quiet power, the strength inside, the gentle power, soft resistance, real and true. See things through. Softly resisting, quietly holding my ground. That counts. Fading signal of the day grows softer as the hours turn. What was urgent falls away. What was burning ceases to burn. Fading signal, let it go into the warm below. Fading signal, soft release, everything dissolving into peace. Fading signal won't fade out. That's what evening's all about. I used to chase the fading signal, try to hold the day in place. Now I let the fade be integral to finding my most honest face. Fading signal, let it go into the warm below. Fading signal, soft release, everything dissolving into peace. Fading signal won't fade out. That's what evening's all about. Fading now, beautifully fading into the warm static. I leave my frequency open now, no longer locked to one signal. Open frequency, receive whatever the night wants to give. Open frequency, wide and clear, picking up what wants to be here. Open frequency, soft and live, taking everything the night will give. Used to filter everything out, used to curate what came through. Now I let it move about, let the signal choose. Open frequency, receive whatever the night wants to give. Open frequency, wide and clear, picking up what wants to be here. Open frequency, soft and live, taking everything the night will give. Receiving, still receiving. This is evening proves I still exist in the smallest of its ways. The lamp, the cup, the gentle mist of breath inside the haze. Evening proof I'm still here in every ordinary thing that's near. Evening proof, soft and real, evidence of how I feel. Sitting for an hour, small proof against the daily rushing that I exist beyond the power. Evening proof I'm still here in every ordinary thing that's near. Evening proof, soft and real, evidence of how I feel. I don't need monuments, I just need this evening to confirm that I was here and that it mattered. Still here. Some things reveal themselves so slowly, you barely notice they have changed. What once felt distant feels more holy. What once seemed wild feels arranged. The slow reveal, patience made real. Everything in its own time to feel. The slow reveal, soft and long, takes the whole night to become a song. I've learned to wait for the In the space between the words we said, there was everything we meant. In the silence of the unmade bed was every moment that we spent. The space between is where I live, between the take and the give. The space between is soft and real, the only place I truly feel. Between the leaving and the stay, between the night and early gray, I find myself in all the end, between where I have always been. The space between is where I live, between the take and the give. The space between is soft and real, the only place I truly feel. I don't need the edges, I just need the middle, soft and unresolved, like an unanswered riddle. Space between here. I've been holding my breath for something, not sure what the something is. A change, a word, a quiet becoming, or just the end of all of this. The held breath, waiting still, something gathering its will. The held breath, suspended time, everything paused before its prime. The held breath, mine alone. The quiet before the known. There's a moment just before exhale, when everything is possible and held, when the world could dip in any tale, when nothing yet has been come. night I do my arithmetic of what I've spent and what remains. It's not a science, not a trick, just counting what the day contains. Night arithmetic, soft and slow, adding up the yes and no. Night arithmetic, mine alone, every dead and every alone. Night arithmetic, soft review, the quiet math of me and you. Some days the numbers don't quite work. The columns don't align just right. But there's a comfort in the quirk of reconciling in the night. Night arithmetic, soft and slow, adding up the yes and no. Night arithmetic, mine alone, every dead and every alone. Night arithmetic, soft review, the quiet math of me and you. The numbers never quite add up, but somehow the total feels right. I walk through glass and neon streets where every window holds a light. The city hums beneath my feet, and no one ever wonders why. Something in the air tonight feels like losing, feels like right. Glass city, cold and bright, disappear inside the light. Glass city, hold me still, I'm running on an empty wheel. On the ninth, a man is human in the way he looks so down. Glass elevator, let me see. All the lives I'll never be. Glass elevator, rising still. Not against, and not until. Glass elevator, floors of light. I am passing through tonight. Floor by floor, everyone surviving in their own way. Every room I've ever known has left something in my hands, a feeling I have never shown, a thing nobody understands. Rooms I've known and rooms I've left, rooms of warmth and rooms of depth, rooms that held me through the night, rooms that taught me what was right. This room now is cold and mine. The lamplight makes it almost gold. I trace the cracks along the vine and feel less fragile, less alone. Rooms I've known and rooms I've left, rooms of warmth and rooms of depth, rooms that held me through the night, rooms that taught me what was right. A room is just a feeling, four walls and open ceiling, but somehow rooms remember each quiet night and tender. Rooms I've known, still holding, still here. Didn't plan to collect them, just lived inside them one by one. Didn't need to recollect them, just let each one be done. 200 nights, soft and long, each one where I most belong. 200 nights, mine to keep. Every surface, every deep. 200 nights, real and true. Everything I found and knew. Two 200 is just a number, but each night inside it was the whole world. For exactly the hours it lasted. 200 nights and counting. The night never gets old. The dark always has something new. I met myself in soft cartography. The borders change with every passing year. What used to be a foreign territory has slowly become somewhere I feel near. Soft cartography, drawing lines around the places that are mine. Soft cartography, map of me, every place I've come to be soft. The soft evidence of you still here. A cup left at the wrong side. A habit I kept without clear reason after you untied. Small proofs of what was real, the kind that only I can feel. Soft evidence, quiet signs, yours between the spaces, mine. Soft evidence, still and true. The ordinary left by you. I haven't moved the chair you liked, or changed the lamp above the bed. These small things keep what might have spiked into grief more soft instead. Small proofs of what was real, the kind that only I can feel. Soft evidence, quiet signs, yours between the spaces, mine. Soft evidence, still and true. The ordinary left by you. A cup in the wrong place, that's love too. There's a soft voltage in the city dark, a current running through the stone. Not enough to make a single spark, but enough to keep from being alone. Soft voltage, warm and low, just enough to let me know. Soft voltage, city current, run underneath the urgent. Soft voltage, low and real, everything I need to feel. I've been absorbing it for years. This soft electricity hum, it charges through my quiet fears and keeps my body from going numb. Soft voltage, warm and low, just enough to let me know. Soft voltage, city current, run underneath the urgent. Soft voltage, low and real, through my window differently. The year is getting slowly older and so much gentler, and my copper light, warm and warm, golden like a thing reborn. Copper light, laid and low, the most beautiful of the globe. I started chasing copper seasons, the late light of the aging year. Not